everybody, it's me, Mike of my Nintendo 64, and you are watching our Super Mario Maker Bros. Show. Woohoo! Series 2. 2 because obviously this is the second series. The first one we did for the Super Mario Maker on the Nintendo Wii U, and we decided we're going to reboot it again for Super Mario Maker 2. Now, it's going to be a little bit different this time around, so you know the recordings or the narrations are going to be done after the fact. After the fact being, we would have played through the levels already to make sure that we can actually beat them, and then we will be doing a narration afterwards of our thoughts of each level, so there won't be really too much surprise in our voices or cuss words. Basically to avoid cuss words, because to be fair, when playing through there was a lot of them, so we decided to actually do the narration afterwards, so you know, children can watch this video as well. Now, we will be playing through some of the levels on Course World. We will be doing, you know, story mode. Each episode is going to be a different theme, or just, you know, different in general. So each episode can be a little bit different from, you know, its predecessor, so to speak. So in this video, for example, we are going through a couple of levels on Course World that some people have actually sent us the codes for. So we are going to be showcasing them for you. So everybody, thank you for, you know, sending your course IDs over to us for us to be able to actually kick off the Super Mario Maker Bros. Show Series 2. So, without further ado, it's time for us to actually get into Course World on Super Mario Maker 2, and as Mario says, let's go! I'm sorry, bad impressions, sorry.
Okay, so here we are. So this is Mario's Dentistry Derby by Rory. It's a puzzle-solving themed course. And the description is, when a patient gets a tooth infection, only Dr. Mario can help. Now, I did go through this a couple of times just to actually get a feel for the level. It's a lot difficult, or a lot more difficult than it looks. But he's quite generous with the one-up mushroom right at the beginning there. Now, there are 4 keys that you have to get, and you have to try and beat the plaque, basically. So there's one key there. And you do have to be careful with that propulsion thing, the wall thing, that it comes out and just hits you. The pillar, that's it, the pillar, oh god. So you've got to use the Goomba to hit the Goomba up the top to get the key. And then you go through, try and get through there as quickly as possible, and then you need to throw the P-switch over to the other side. And you've got to wait for it to sit by the Goomba so you can actually get over to the other side. And all will become clear in a moment, because it'll give you a key. You've got to be careful there with them spikes, because they will hurt you, and you need the spring, because you've got to throw the spring over onto the conveyor belt on the other side. So you do have to try and get your momentum going, and then get it over the top, because you need to get the bob-ombs over to the other side with the spring, so it will wipe out the plaque, so to speak. And then you can actually get the key on the other side. There you go, see there's the comment there, it says destroy this disgusting plaque, which we've already destroyed now. So now we have to go through this part. Now this part does get a bit tense now. You don't actually have to worry about the cannonballs, so to speak, but you do need to hit that switch. Very, very important, because it opens up a path on the other side, and you need that dry bone shell there. And now it says take this tooth cap and install across the gap. Now, I've done this a fair few times, and I've never actually used it to how you're supposed to use it. I've always used it in an alternative method. And I use it to get across here, bounce over, and then I actually jump up and get the power block, rather than actually throw it up there. I suppose you're actually supposed to throw the shell up there, but I've always just jumped up there, because you get an extra jump, an extra momentum. But unfortunately you can't keep it, and I've tried taking it out of screen as well to see if I can keep it after the power block, but it's just not possible. Now what you got to do is you got to take out the king of plaques up there, King Goomba, sorry, Goober, I'm the Goober. And you've got to be careful of that on-off switch there, because if you hit it accidentally, it could set off one of the bob-ombs on top of you. Which I've done many, many times through my actual playthrough. But once you actually learn the method and the trick, I'm sure many of you will be able to take my, you know, world record away from it. Now this is why you need all these keys, because there's one. And I messed up that time, but I meant to actually go into the other door. But I hit up at the wrong time. So then you need all 4 keys to open all these doors, so you can actually get out to the other side. Through the tunnel. And this is it. This is the end of the level. So I just waited so I could get the 1-up there, just in case anybody wants to get the 1-up if they come across it in Endless Challenge or they find it online via the code or whatnot. If you'd like to play that level, then please be sure to give it a go. We will be leaving the course IDs in the description box below as well. This is Metroid now by Shadow Mew 2. It's a puzzle solving themed level. It's a recreation of Metroid UV2 from the original Mario Maker that he created. Now, I actually had a lot of fun with this level. I'm not very familiar with the Metroid series, but I've played a little bit of it enough to know more or less what he was trying to achieve with this level. But I probably did break it just a little bit. I mean, I don't think you're actually supposed to, you know, bounce them into each other. I don't know. But he uses the power-ups in a very ingenious fashion. Because what he does is he puts power-ups on one side, then you have to actually get to the other side, and you need to use that power-up in order to progress. So we've got the power-up mushroom, or the super mushroom, to make Mario Super Mario. And now you need to be very careful with these guys, because you actually got to go over to the other side, and you got to hit these blocks here. Which you can't do when you're small Mario. Now, you can try to take them all out, all the buzzy beetles, by hitting the shell, but, well, you know, by hitting them underneath. But I found that sometimes if you don't get the angle quite right, they will just drop down on top of you, which has happened to me many times, and it is a nightmare. And then trying to very carefully avoid the spinies there. And then this is the next power-up. This is the next power-up room with the fire flower, which is one of the most important power-ups in this level, because you'll need it to blast away a large amount of enemies. And you cannot lose it for like any reason whatsoever, because it will come back and bite you. Though, if you get past this part, okay. Now, sometimes, what you got to do is you got to wait for Bowser to come over to you, and he's got to jump down on that P block. But sometimes he can overstep it, and he will jump on top of you, which, yeah, it can be a pain in the royal behind, so to speak. But once he actually hits the power block, he disappears, and then you're able to progress through the level, and here you will be able to get another fire flower. Now, you don't go across just yet, because that part comes later. You still need another power-up. So as you see there, and use the big buzzy beetle to smash a hole through the ice, and then you've got to be very careful through here, because you still need the power-up. You cannot afford to make a mistake anywhere. And you've got to use this the vine to actually get up to the top. And you need to get through these. Now, at this point, you can, you know, make a small mistake, but we recommend that you don't, because all these power-ups are pretty vital. Now, this is the next one here. This is a Haribo shoe, which you will need to use to actually stomp down on the enemies here, on the nippers, and then you can't use that power-up anymore. That's done with. But now what you need to do is get the helmet, the spiny helmet, by taking out this guy here, the Jumbo Hammer Bro. You've got to get up the top here. Now, as you saw, I lost the fire flower power up, but that's not a problem, because now we've got the spiny shell helmet, which is our next power up, which we will now be going back to the room where we was before, where we saw the ice. And I said, you know, we don't go through here just yet. Well, this is where it takes you. And you go through here, up the top rather, and then you'll need this next power up to actually fly over the top of these. But the thing is, I actually messed up. I didn't mean to stop. You can actually fly all the way across. But now with the power of the star, you can go through this next part. And we recommend you actually wait to get the next star because you will need these power-ups. We are on to like the second to last part of this level now. You need to get a nice good run up. You've got to get up and around to that tunnel. And now we have the penultimate part now, where we have all these flames coming through. Now, if you're speed running it, if you've got enough power-ups, you can just go straight through because that's the end of the level. But if you're small Mario, then you do really want to take your time getting through there. And that was that. So that was Shadow Mewtwo's Metroid level. Please do give that a go. That's actually one of my favourite levels I've played on this. And this is one of the others. This is Country Roads Walk. Take Me Home. Thanks for playing. I'll be making more music levels. This is by Frybread. Now, Country Roads is one of my favourite songs, actually, funnily enough. I used to enjoy listening to it a long time ago. But it's come back into fashion again now. And, well, I'll just let you listen, rather. And the song has come back into fashion now, and especially with a rendition of like "Take Me Home" Mario. So you have like "It's a Me Mario, Take Me Home" Rainbow Road, and it's very nice to listen to. Okay, so this is Mushroom Kingdom Postal Service now. Mario's truck can't make it up the volcano. Deliver the package on foot. Now, this is another one of them puzzle levels that, well, it's not so much a puzzle, but you do need to depend on something. There is a condition. You do have to get to the end of the level with the P-switch, otherwise you cannot beat the level. Now, this part here is kind of, well, you need to know what you're doing, basically. You don't have much leeway when it comes to jumping from platform to platform now. It did take me a good few attempts to do it, including this as well. This, you really do have to know your stuff, because you've got to hit that and then bounce at just the right time. And then, like, you can't carry the P-switch, you have to actually stick it underneath the conveyor belt and then go up and over the other side. But once you're on the other side, you're very close to the end of the level now. So it's just a case of avoiding the flames and then hitting the P-switch here to actually take them coins away. And there's a key for a little extra room as well, a bonus room, which is there, which has got a load of coins and mushrooms and things in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you what is in that room. So just wait for Wriggler to get out of the way, and then you can actually have a look and see for yourself what there is. So, like I said, there's mushrooms, there's coins, there's Yoshi. In case you lost a few lives on that level and you just want to, you know, get a couple back. So that was that one. Now, Hammer Time now, by S Metal X2. And it says, don't miss one. This is a puzzle solving and multiplayer versus. Now what you got to do is you got to hit all the the Hammer Bros that are in the level. There are about 9 in total. And as you can see, I messed that up, didn't I? Now one of these pipes you actually can go down. And we've got more Hammer Bros to take out. And the time is against us now. But that is a very, very ill-placed Banzai bill right there, because it takes your power up away. And then it leaves you a bit defenceless. And that happens when you're defenceless. So, next run through now. Doesn't matter because there's the leaf there. The feather, rather. Leaf. That's Mario Bros 3, isn't it, the leaf? So back now to taking these Hammer Bros out. Now, for some reason, I can't get up the pipe. And there's our favourite Banzai bill for taking our power up away. Now, even though the time is going by relatively fast, we do still have plenty of time on the clock. Then now, with the help of Yoshi, we can take out the enemies that are left, which are just underneath us now. And there you go. That's how you do that one. So that was Hammer Time by S Metal. Now, this is the Perfection of Jumping by Yamcha. It says keep calm and stay jumping. It's a standard speedrun level, but it was absolutely hellish. Now, I'm not very, very good on any of these kind of levels, so I normally avoid them like the plague. But I don't know, this one finally showed its way to me, and I realised that I could do it, and that my skills were actually a lot more surprising than I thought they were. But I will admit that I did actually play through this probably more than like 100 times, but it just does not get any easier at all. So to avoid showing you 100,000 times of me dying, I just showed you the once, basically out of kind of like consistency, because if I just showed you where if it, as a completely clean run, then you'd be able to look at the time and you say, hang on, that time doesn't look right. Now, to get through here, you need the middle P-door. If you don't take the middle P-door, you get stuffed and you will die on top of spikes or whatnot. It's really, really mean, that level. Well, thank you very much, guys and girls, for watching this, and it is now time to go back to the studio.
Well, guys and girls, that is all we've got time for this video. But if you like this video and like to see more of our content, then please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. You can also follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. We're also on Tumblr as well. And if you'd like to stay up to date with all our latest news, reviews, interviews, personal views, giveaways, and so much more, then please be sure to go to www.mytendo64.com. And until next time, keep on the game then. Woohoo! To the racist.